May 9th, 2026, Saturday. And, oh, let's start with goodbye, Spirit. And we'll never know, but soaring gas prices certainly did not help the cause. All right. Today is what's called Victory Day, Russia's Victory Day, May 9th, and it's the day that in Moscow, Putin loves to roll out the tanks and missiles on launchers and armored cars. And I mean, it's a massive thing and it's a massive show of strength. And it's funny because it's a massive show of strength theoretically to the rest of the world, but it's also really all of these things, aren't they? A massive show of strength to the population. Behave yourselves. Except this year there's an interesting twist because Ukraine has become expert in the usage of drones, both in the manufacturing of them, which they're doing in the country while this war is going on, as well as extending the range and the capacities of these drones. And they're fighting back. And when this war began, Russia thought, we'll just storm them and demolish them and utilize our much greater manpower and lives. The amount of lives that are being lost, I believe Russia has now lost over 1 million lives this year. Which is, think about it, it's staggering. But Ukraine now has drones that can go 1,500 kilometers. And they are hitting the oil depots and the refineries and the pipelines. And they're able to shoot up in the air 300 drones at the same time. And they're learning, they're getting smarter and smarter, the drones are getting better. They're learning, the corridors that they can travel through, and they're inflicting massive damage. And I say right on. Right fucking on. And they really are. They're interrupting this economy. And what they're also doing is, so not only are they not allowing them to process and not allowing them to export where money comes in, but they're not able to produce diesel fuel, which fuels their tanks and armored cars and their military operations. And what they also did, and good for Zelensky, I mean, really, he's slick. Even dealing with Trump, and it's incredible. And last week, a drone went and hit a upscale building right in Moscow. And so today, at his victory parade, it was massively scaled down. It was about, rather than being a half a day and all the pomp and circumstance, it was 40 minutes. They interrupted the internet so that people couldn't take pictures or anything. Sound like Donald Trump, but interrupted the internet. And Zelensky actually came out and he said, I hereby decree to permit the holding of a parade in the city of Moscow on May 9th, 2026. Snide, but also really cool. I mean, because, right, he's always been on the defensive, but it's changing. But think about the implications, all of you fucking morons. Where we're going with drone technology, the United States of America isn't immune. Oh, we're separate, they can't attack us. Bullshit! So what we're seeing right now is we can be attacked by drones from all kinds of places, let alone from within our own country. 9/11 will be executed in a different way by these people by Iranians and others. And it's not just Iran, is it? When you have the Prime Minister of Canada who says, Carney says, we can't rely on the United States. You gotta know, even while he's saying this directly, I mean, everything is also toned right down. He's saying, Trump, you suck, and your America sucks, and we're weeding off of you because you actually had the gall to say you were going to annex us and turn us into the 51st state. Well, go fuck yourselves. And it's powerful, actually. And there was just recently a massive Airbus deal that didn't involve the United States. And good for all of them. By the way, tickets for the World Cup are way down. Cities are coming out and they're not going to have any real increase from the World Cup, despite the ridiculous pricing. And you can take a helicopter there for $100,000. I wouldn't want it. Well, anyway. But what I brought up a few months ago, and it's sort of not fun, but boycott our Olympics. I don't want Donald Trump presiding like Hitler over our Olympics. And California, you're the best of us. And LA, truly, you're the best of us. So as soon as we rid ourselves of this felon, this monster, we'll give it all back. You believe this is the president of our country, and this is what he posted? Iran can't get their act together. They don't know how to sign a non-nuclear deal. They better get smart soon. President DJT. This is what he posts on his Truth Social. I mean, this is the president of the land of the free, the home of the brave. And I'm going to destroy your civilization. I mean, it's just ludicrous. This is just sickness. Also, he just came out and said, when I get out of office in, let's say, 8 or 9 years, not allowed to be in for 3 terms. And there's a judge that Trump appointed that won't answer questions about this. I'll tell you something, we know that judges are completely corrupt to begin with, but judges must answer questions. I don't know. Fuck you. You answer the question. We need to know where you stand, but either way, we have to change the whole judicial system ultimately. E. Jean Carroll. Trump owes her $83.3 million it's a defamation suit. And he's now appealing to the Supreme Court and tried to get them to allow the DOJ to sub in for him, even though there's elements that he did when he was a private person and no longer a president. But he just keeps defaming and lying and cheating and corrupting the legal system and corrupting the courts. I hope he has. I mean, this would be the end. And $83.3 million has apparently been escrowed, and the lawyers were smart enough to say you have to pay with interest. But either way, this money, even if he gets off, I think they should just go after Zuckerberg and Bezos, and you're the backers. We're going after you for it. Trump now wants us to pay for his ballroom. right? Oh, I want you to pay for my ballroom now, um, because of my last assassination attempt. That's all bogus and bullshit. I still want an examination of his ear. His ear's perfect. That never occurred. Bullshit. You don't get shot in the ear and not have any markings. Doesn't happen. And 2 weeks later, I'm fine. Oh, everything's good. Liar, cheater, felon. Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, he's the guy fumfering and spitting in front of the dildo store. Remember that? Between the dildo store and the crematorium. That's when we last saw that piece of shit. No one benefited from 9/11 more than Rudy Giuliani. Piece of shit. Doesn't understand what the law is. He just is a liar and a cheater. And now he's saying, I've been sick and I want to be paid from the 9/11 fund. Fuck you, Rudy. You suck. You really do. You always sucked. Yeah, these are the famous seashells, 8647. Yep, get rid of them. Get rid of them. But Trump is now trying to go after Comey and say, no, you're threatening murder. And you know what? I'll say it right here. I think you should be put to death. I think you've committed high crimes and misdemeanor unlike anything we've ever seen here. And, I now understand why in the history of man there's torture chambers, because you're the worst of the worst. You lying there's nothing that comes out of your mouth that is honest or trustworthy. This is Hal Mintz, thumbs up for feet up. Thank you.